In this video, we're taking a look at the Worx WG430 corded electric bladeless leaf mulcher. This is intended as a leaf mulcher only, so if you're looking to break down sticks or larger, this is not the device for you. You are looking for a wood chipper. But assuming you're here because it's fall and the leaves are falling everywhere and you need a way to break down those leaves in a short amount of time, hopefully into either less bags or find enough material that could be used as compost and fertilizer, then this is the video for you. And as usual, we'll do an unboxing, we'll go over the specs, the setup, and then finally a demo. And before we get started, I should point out that this does not replace the rake. There's still a lot of manual labor involved with cleaning up your yard, but the reason you would use a product like this is because the leaves still have nutrients in them. And if you can break down those leaves far enough, you can use them as compost and fertilizer in your lawn and garden. While this is not a comparison video, I did look at the Sunjoe and the Earthwise products and ultimately settled on the Worx because of the engineering both out and in the box. This is a toolless design. And as you see here, the box is only 22 by 22.5 by 13 inches. And hopefully it'll be easy to assemble and disassemble. With the other products, I was worried that maybe they took too long to assemble or disassemble and then they would just be sitting in the garage taking up a lot of space. But hopefully this product will be easy enough to disassemble. It'll just be sitting in a small box, maybe even in my attic, not taking up garage space. So now let's do the unboxing. So right on top, we have a fairly simple setup guide here. They almost break it down into easy as 1, 2, 3. We'll see about that. This is such a clever design. There are cutouts here so the legs can fit within the top in a triangle formation. I probably won't even need to keep the bubble wrap. So yes, very clever design there. All right, so now let's remove these legs. There's some arrows here. We'll pull those arrows out and this top piece will come off. This orange piece is the actual motor. This is actually pretty heavy. This is a 13 amp and 120 volts, so this is potentially going to use about 1500 to 1600 watts. So you will want to use an extension cord that is probably 12 gauge for a product like this. Here's the main drum. There's a bag that contains extra trimmer line, and this orange thing goes around the trash bag to help secure it to the stand. And finally, the actual stand. Once we go outside, we'll do the full setup again. Obviously, you would want to start out by putting the 3 legs into the bottom of the stand and then putting a trash bag over the stand. But for inside, we're going to focus on how you put the mulcher itself together. So once the trash bag is on, we simply place this device on top. Be mindful of the extension cord. It needs to be outside of the bag. Then you take the drum and line it up with these notches. Fasten the clips. And then on the cover, you'll see that there's a white dot and there's also a white dot on the drum. And then in addition to that, there are 3 kind of cutouts here that you'll also want to follow. So lining up the white dot and those 3 grooves, we can place the cover on top. And it kind of snaps together with these 2 clips on top. And at this point, you can pick up the unit by the drum. Do not pick up the unit by the top cover, it will probably snap off. And before we go out and use this device, let's also go ahead and do the disassembly. So disassembly, there's 2 arrows pointing out. Simply put your thumbs there and squeeze out, and the top cover will come off. The drum will come off easily by releasing the clips. And then we simply turn this upside down, put it inside of the drum. And place the cover back on. We'll take those 3 legs. Using the pin side, we put that inside of a hole. The last one being the trickiest, as you would need to go underneath the remaining leg, and it sits on top. Now finally we flip over the stand and place the entire unit within the stand. Be mindful of these 3 notches which allow the legs to go through. So again, this is a genius design for storage because most of the year I am not going to be using this. The specs for this device are pretty minimal. It's basically a upside down string trimmer. It has a 13 amp motor, so at 120 volts this would be pulling between 1500 and 1600 watts. So you will want a 12 gauge or better extension cord. The string trimmer line is going to be very similar to your regular string trimmer, so there's a possibility you'll be able to reuse that line and just cut it to fit this. And then, as far as safety, the motor is going to be loud, so wear headphones. There's going to be a lot of things spinning around, so wear eye protection. If you're sensitive to allergens, consider wearing a mask. And of course, it's always good to wear gloves, just in case your hand goes in there too far. There are a lot of people talking about modifications to this device to add a metal blade. Do not do it. The design of this has a very large opening, so it's easy to put your hand all the way in there. So wear gloves and be mindful of that, and do not modify the device, because if these were metal blades, your fingers are probably going to be sliced off if you get them too close. And with that morbid image in your mind, let's head outside and mulch some leaves. I live by a highway, so I'll probably have to dub over this entire video, but we brought our Worx device outside in a bag. I cleared out a little bit of an area here, and we'll go through the full setup again with the legs. So first thing first, take each of the legs, line up the pins, push the pin, and then get that pin to line up into the holes in the stand. Flip the stand over. Get our bag in place. Push out the pins to release the cover. Remove the white cover to expose the electrical cord. Keep an eye on the white dot. Line up the white dot on the drum. Press down. With the 12 gauge electrical cord, run it through the orange clip with a little bit of slack to then plug it in. Being mindful of the polarity. On the side there's a red pull out button. It shows 0, and then when you pull it out it'll go to 1. It's probably going to be very loud. Be sure to put on your eye protection. And your gloves. In this next clip, we're going to take a closer look from the top of the drum. You're going to be able to see and hear how this machine operates, and I'm going to slow down the video to 10% and then finally to 5%. As you can see, the leaves have bunched up near the state Christmas lights, so a good tip here is to use the leaf blower to direct the leaves to a pile near the leaf mulcher. Alright, so eventually once the bag is filled up, you can see how fine that mulching is as well, very fine. Eventually, once the bag is filled, you're going to have to stop and swap out the bag, because the leaves can no longer fall through. This is all just staying stuck on top now. And it looks like the line is still very good. We're able to pretty much finish this entire side of my front of my house. Alright, so one last thing to point out before we go back in. Yeah, when it's full, it starts doing a lot of dust. And as far as the power button, I forgot to show this. So you pull out to turn on, and you push in to turn on. It will exhaust out of this hole, and when the bag is full and overflowing, it'll start to flow out of the bag as well. This is super dirty. But, you know, the top part of the drum and the cover here, there are no electronics on that part, so that can just be rinsed off. But as far as the actual mulcher part of it, we'll have to just wipe it. We won't be able to do much more than that. I did not wear a mask and I am completely regretting it. I sneezed once and then all the allergens came through. As you saw from the time lapse, I wasn't very thorough raking the leaves, but the Worx WG430 was definitely thorough mulching them. I'm incredibly impressed with the speed and the quality of the mulch and the ease of using the rake to simply dump the leaves into the top of the hopper with the occasional whack to make the leaves fall into the drum. Once the leaves fell into the drum, for the most part, they would all get mulched up and fall into the bag below until the bag was full. But do not forget to take the safety precautions because I did not wear a mask and now I have some extreme allergies. But with that, thanks for watching the video, and if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below. You want to be in the video? Oh, you got a leaf? That's perfect. Here you go, show everyone the leaf that you got. No, you dropped it. Say bye.